Okay, Rabotai, coming up the 9th of Adar, and this year, since we have two Adars, we usually commemorate the Hilula of Rabbi Yitzhak Benoualid on the 9th of Adar Bet, which is Monday night. The legacy of Rabbi Yitzhak Benoualid is one that year to year he gets more and more known with his tremendous Piskei Halacha that are brought down thousands and thousands of times to different poskim. One could open up a Yabia Omer. One could open up a Yabia Omer hundreds of times, brings down Rabbi Yitzhak Benoualid. He's buried in Tetouan. He's buried in Tetouan in Morocco. Rabbi Meir Abu Chatzera mentioned that it is one of the two kivarim that he feels the Shekhinah is there. The other is of the Orach Chaim HaKadosh. What's interesting is that there's an accounting from Rabbi Yosef ben Naim, one of the great Rabbanim of Fez, that wrote the Sefer Malchei Rabbanan and many other Sfarim. He writes the exact same thing. And being at the kever Yitzhak Benoualid, you feel the Shekhinah there. He didn't know what Baba Meir said. Baba Meir didn't know what he said. They both wrote the same accounting. I could tell you on a personal level, when I was there, I felt it as well. There's a very special aura in his kever. It is a kever that is unmarked, and it is and we're going to see soon. This is his tzava'a. They printed a few years ago in the year Tafshin Pei Gimel. Actually, they printed it last year. His tzava'a. It's a short book that he writes, his last will and testament. So let's learn his tzava'a together, and we'll be able to learn from the tzaddik. This is not a very jolly shiur. This is a little bit more on the serious side, but it's important to know. Says Rabbi Yitzhak Benoualid, "Beya'an ki lo yedei adam et ito." Since a person doesn't know his time, "Lachen bati leodia et asher ya'asu be'et pekudati." I'm going to mention what they should do at the end when I pass away, le'orech yamim v'shanim, after years of long years in life and days. V'gam achrechen k'mo she'evan, and also after I pass away, he's going to say this is what I would like to happen. Number one, says Rabbi Yitzchak, when he will be bedridden, people shouldn't be in the house, not women, not children, rather only Talmidei Chachamim, my beloved, and my big sons. Interesting. It could be that the pshat in Rabbi Yitzhak Benoualid is based on the Zohar Parashat Vayakel, that when at Levayot, the Malach HaMavet is found, and he's found amongst the women, and when people could look at women and have inappropriate thoughts, there the Malach HaMavet could make a gzera. So it could be, since the Malach HaMavet is there when a person is a goses, so he wanted people to stay away, women and children to stay away. But he says also children, so that people shouldn't be judged badly. I don't know. But that's his number one. That's his number one condition. Number two, Ye'oreruni leidvadot. They should awaken me to repent. Vidui of the shchiv mira, of the one passing away. It's a special vidui. Shetehe mitati kapara al kol avonotai, that my death should be a kapara on all my averot. Next, yikru lefanayim b'mila b'mila acherem hakadu v'sefer katan asher liyan nikra sefer chaim. They should read in front of me the cherem, the exo communication that is written in Sefer HaChaim at the end. And if I'm not able to do it, 10 Chachamim should write it. Interesting. Maybe we should learn another opportunity. What is this cherem written in Sefer HaChaim? I think I looked it up once, but it's seems to be something very powerful that he would have wanted read. Number 4. As long as I am a goses, says Rabbi Yitzhak, the people should be learning Torah, Talmidei Chachamim, my beloved ones, and they should read from the Sefer HaChaim from Daf Samech Tet Amud Bet and on. Number 5, after the neshama leaves, people should sit by me, Ksherim Yirei Shamayim, that people should read Sefer Tehillim, and it shouldn't depart from me at all, the Sefer Tehillim, not on the way close to the Aron, and until back from the Kivura, and my children will pay people to do this, of b'mitva, fine payment. We will pay people to do this. Number 6, when they will do the rechitza, the washing, a white sheet should be spread upon the door for tzniut, and only talmidei chachamim and elderly people of kasher, and they should put on me dirt from Eretz Yisrael that I have in my house. We know he traveled to Eretz Yisrael one time, right? He went to Haifa, came back. Od Zayin, on the day of his passing, his children should give from his account to the head of the chevra 50 okiyot. That means it's a type of currency that they had to buy food for the people of the chevra. To buy food for so it was important for him that it should be from his money, food for the chevra. Number 8, during my dirasha, that means during the hesped, the darshan shouldn't say midot, he shouldn't say titles. Besides I would read Sefer Tehillim every week and Shisha Sidrei Mishnah every single month when I was healthy. And also the sufferings that I suffered in my body, they can mention that, and also the effort of carrying the community, that I was patient to judge between one and his friend. That's all they should say. Nothing else. Incredible. Once again, that I used to read Tehillim once a week. This is a massive, massive Talmid Chacham, that all of his judgments and Sfarim are quoted all over. But all they should say about me is that I read Tehillim, Shisha Sidra Mishnah when I was healthy, sufferings of Yisurin, carrying the community and judging between a friend and his other. Next, the darshan should say in his name that he asks mechila, especially if I bothered anybody with words or I took money out of someone not according to halacha. Number 10, if there's going to be time during the day, they shouldn't leave me in the house. Rather, even if they have to bury me, even if the kvura is going to happen at the beginning of the night, nevertheless, he should be buried. Number 11, this is a big one. Lo yilchu banai acharei amita. He doesn't want his children following his corpse. This was indeed the minhag in Yerushalayim, that the children wouldn't follow, and the reason being, the Mikubalim say, because a person has children that are also illegitimate, that are born through him, through wasted zera, and they are spiritual children, and they will also follow him. So if he announces that nobody, whether it's his real children or those children that are born through a zera, nobody follows him. So that's indeed the minhag of Yerushalayim, and that's what he wanted done in his kiven. Not every place in Morocco they did that, but that's what he did. Yud Bet. The place of the kever should be straight. It should be b'mishor, and indeed he's buried on a mountain, but I think the place is like a straight place on the mountain. Horizontal, that is. And it should be distant from other kivarim. This is, and the reason is because the Gemara Masechet Sanhedrin says that one should never bury a tzaddik next to Rasha. The person shouldn't be buried next to someone else who is not Shomer Torah u'mitzvot. It's a big one. It's a halacha mideoraita. And therefore, Rabbi Yitzhak was careful also that one shouldn't be buried next to somebody at all. He didn't want to make a differentiation. Maybe they had averot, and since he was so holy, he wanted to be kept that way. Yud Gimel. After they dug up the kever, they should put 2 pieces of cedar wood. Erez le'orech hakever, the length of the kever, one from each side, and that's where they should put on the rock, and they should build it mishne rashehem, from both ends, so that these two pieces of wood should be able to support the heaviness of the heaviness, or maybe the rock, so it should be able to the heaviness of the ground and the even of the matzeva. So whatever rock that is put on top of these two cedars should be heavy enough should be strong enough to hold the earth. Ve'agolel ye mikol ovi habikat, and the actual frame where he's buried should be at least the thickness of the wood, and it should all be from wood that is in his house. Maybe this is because a person has the walls of his house testifying for him what he did during his lifetime. Some people are buried with their table, some people are buried with their chairs. Here Rabbi Yitzhak was buried with his wanted to be buried with the beams that were in his house.
With the beam of their house?
Of his house. Yeah. 14. All of the expenses that are spent should be from me. My children should spend it. Nobody should give any pruta shel nechoshet, any red cent, nothing. Ve'im shum adam yiten eze davar lo tiye lo mechila. Anybody who gives any portion to pay for my funeral will not have any mechila. Very strong words. Ve'lo ya'asu bishvili luach ve'aron chadashim. Nobody should make for me a new coffin. I don't want any of this. Nobody should pay for it. 15. People shouldn't bury me, put me in the kever, unless it's Talmidei Chachamim, my beloved, and not anybody else, doesn't matter who. 16. Nobody should be buried around me. Lo yeshum adam savivi ye mi sheyeh rak beni davka. In other words, during his kivura, during the burial, nobody should be around. Only his sons and the rest of his family, and his son Shem Tov should be around him. That means buried after 120, who should be buried next to him? So this is what he mentions. Only his sons, by his feet, should be his wife and her son, and his son Shem Tov should be exactly next to him. 17. In his immediate vicinity, b'shchunati, only Talmidei Chachamim, my beloved, nobody else. I don't care who. Zulati sheyeh. 18. During the 7 days of Avelut, the children shouldn't come at a gathering to the Bet HaKvarot, right? Only 2 people a day. ובכן, בכל פעם שיעלו לא יעלו רק 2. Every time that they come, only 2 people should come. And if Talmidei Chachamim want to come also, Yeshalem Hashem Gimulam, and they should read on his kever his name and the name of his mother. Betamnia api im kabel rinat, with 8 times. Betamnia api. I'm not sure what that means. With kabel rinat, which is anna bechoach, kabel rinat amecha, with kaddish and ashkava. That means if they're going to have 10, obviously. Maybe it means with 8 more people. Betamnia api, that means they have kaddish. I'm not sure. Yutet. By ashkava, they shouldn't say any titles, rather hachacham dayan, v'tulo midi, and nothing else. Number 20. During all of the days of Avelut, if any Talmidei Chachamim, my beloved, want to do chesed with me, they should read in my house every day in front of me with a nir neshama, sefer zohar, or whatever they want. If they want to do ilu neshama, they should read in his house that material. 21. Every year, every Shabbat of his Pikidah, they should learn in front of a nir neshama the name like the minhag, and the learning should be slow. And after Seudat Shabbat, they should read 18 prakim of Mishnah ala Seder, and whatever Mizmorim, whatever is according to the time that came out, that they had a certain Seder what to read. 22. All of the 12 months of his Pekidah, they should read in the Tzibur from the Sefer Torah that he wrote. And every Erev Shabbat, he should read the parasha, one of his children, in order to correct the Sefer Torah. 23. All 12 months, they should give every Rosh Chodesh 10 ukiyot to the head of the Talmud Torah, to the children. 10 ukiyot. They should also give 10 ukiyot from whatever the Bet Knesset earns, and they should give 16 ukiyot to the poor people.
That's about it.
Yeah. And the last one, the last Pekidah that he says, on the tefillot of the holidays, people should sing the piyutim like the minhag, and not should have any avilut at all in the Bet Hashem Mikdash Me'at. They shouldn't be sad during his pekidot. During the year, I assume that's what he means. They shouldn't deviate from any piyutim. That means they should keep the happiness. And he ends off saying all the following: all of the things that he wrote shouldn't be missing at all. V'shomea li yishkon betach. Whoever listens to me will be sure and sha'anan, and he will be calm. Utfilati tikon lifnei Eloheinu shebashamayim yizaken la'or be'or ha'chaim. And his tefillah is that he should merit to stay in the light of Hashem. This is the tzava of Rabbi Yitzhak Benoualid that he wrote before he passed away. 24 points that he wanted us to keep. Many, many things can be learned from this, and we hope, that we learn from this, and we merit to learn his Torah more and more. Amen. Ken Yiratzon.